Bom dia and welcome to today's video. I'm super excited because after spending 7 months in Florianopolis, Brazil, I'm going to share with you our top 5 favorite sightseeing destinations on this incredible island. And if you didn't already know, Florianopolis is both a city and an island located in the state of Santa Catarina in the south of Brazil. And specifically in this video, we'll be covering the top 5 sites and things to do on the island of Florianopolis. And before we get to it, if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment with any questions that you have in the comment section below, and consider subscribing for more adventures all over Brazil and around the world. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Sightseeing destination number 1, we begin on the northwest area of the island in a village called Santo Antonio de Lisboa, or Saint Anthony of Lisbon in English. This is one of the first areas the Portuguese actually settled when coming to the island, and it's known for 2 big things. So number 1 is the gastronomy. What's really interesting about this specific area, but also Florianopolis as a whole, is that you have these Portuguese and specifically Azorean recipes that have come from Portugal, mixed with the local ingredients and delicacies in the area, including local oysters, octopus, fish, and a ton of other great food. And one of the best places to experience the seafood specifically is Santo Antonio de Lisboa. Another really incredible place, as a side note, is the sister city Ribeirão da Ilha, which is located not on the northwest side, but on the southwest side, sort of like parallel. Another really great place, in my opinion, in terms of the food. But what sets Santo Antonio de Lisboa apart is the sunset. This is either the best or at least one of the absolute best places to watch the sunset on the island of Florianopolis. And honestly, it's one of the most beautiful sunsets we've ever experienced. All of the kind of fishing and sailboats there in the harbor as the sun is setting. It's really beautiful, magical, very peaceful area, even when it's a little bit more crowded in the busier months. People there are really wonderful. So a very chill, wonderful place to have dinner. And for destination number 2, we move toward the center east side of the coast on the island to a place called Gravatá Beach, or in Portuguese, Praia do Gravatá. Now there are about 42 beaches around the entire island. And this beach is one of the lesser known beaches that we found in our experience. It takes a little bit of hiking to get to. And the beach is very nice, very chill and relaxed. But what we like more than the beach itself is, if, little kind of tip, you keep hiking towards your right when you're on the beach, basically up to these rocks, you get a beautiful view of the ocean all around you. We even had some travelers mention that they saw whales or dolphins there kind of in the area. And also you see these giant ocean waves crashing right in front of you. Makes you feel so small. It's just this magnificent place. And if you kind of continue your hike up, you'll arrive at this place called the Dragon's Head. And it's, again, this lesser known area that is also super beautiful for sunset. And we kind of found it accidentally. You see the coastline that seems just kind of endless, and just this really cool vibe, extremely peaceful. And if you want to kind of get away from the crowds, go on a little bit more of a hiking adventure, then this could be a good option for you. Moving on to destination number 3, we arrive at Campeche Island. Yes, an island off the coast of an island, which is south of Gravatá Beach. So basically what you'll do is you will arrive at Campeche Beach. Once you're there at the beach, you can pay for a fairly inexpensive water taxi to then take you in a group to Campeche Island. What's special about Campeche Island? Well, for those of you that already know, my wife Ali is from the northeast part of Brazil, which is especially known for beautiful beaches. Campeche Island has a beach that is just as beautiful as anywhere else in Brazil, whether it's Rio, the northeast of Brazil, or anywhere else. Extremely crystal clear water. Obviously, you can relax at the beach for, part or most of the day. Or depending on the water conditions, you can actually go snorkeling and see some aquatic wildlife, including octopus, sea turtles, sea urchins, all different types of fish. An amazing, amazing experience. And if you're going to Florianopolis, definitely check and try to make sure that you go to Campeche Island. And a little tip is, obviously, the sooner that you get there, I think boats start leaving around 8 or 9 a.m. Depending on the season. Getting there early kind of ensures that you get to the island before all of the other crowds. And yes, it can get fairly crowded during Carnival or during more busy seasons in warmer months in Brazil. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now for destination number 4, which is my personal favorite on this list, we move to the south of the island to a place called Lagoon do Leste, which literally translates to Lagoon of the South. And this area is special for three kind of different parts. So number one, the most obvious part is the lagoon. And right next to the lagoon, you have Lagoon do Leste Beach. And in my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful beach in all of Florianopolis. In my humble opinion, clear, clean water, golden sandy beach. And again, number three, and maybe the most beautiful part of this kind of area is what's called Top Crown Peak. So basically when you're on the beach of Lagoon do Leste and you look up to your right, you'll see this sort of crown shaped rock structure, and you can actually hike up, and on that point you have one of the most beautiful and iconic views in all of Florianopolis. You look down and see the waters gently lapping against the golden sandy beach. You have the kind of the lagoon there on the left that has this really diverse, very interesting and beautiful view, especially during golden hour or 1 hour right before sunset. So if you're up for the hike, definitely worth it. And in terms of the total time from parking at the beginning of the trail or getting a taxi or an Uber, from right at the beginning to the top point and then all the way back is about 7.5 miles in total length. Now, if you just wanted to hike to the beach, the hike is fairly moderate, just some roots and things you have to watch out for, but pretty even, not too intense. But right from the beach up to the Pico top point is a little bit more intense in terms of both steepness and a little bit more rocky, so a little bit more likely that you'll slip. But if you have proper kind of hiking shoes, hiking boots, we think that the reward is absolutely worth the effort. Just incredible. Magical is the best way I can describe this area. And on your way up, it feels like something out of Lord of the Rings. It's just incredible. But of course, that's why they call Florianopolis the Island of Magic. And last, but certainly not least, we move to destination number 5, which is the Joaquina Beach and sand dunes. So if you're into surfing, this is the place for you, and not just for the water. So first, if you type in just Joaquina Beach or Praia do Joaquina into your Google Maps, you'll arrive at basically this parking lot where you can park your car if you're driving or get dropped off by taxi or Uber. And if you just keep walking right in front of you, you have the Joaquina Beach. And what makes this beach special is two things. So number one, is it's some of the cleanest water that we've seen in all of the actual island of Florianopolis. And number two is the waves here are a bit stronger and more intense. And we see a ton of people surfing. We're not really that big into surfing, but from what we've heard from locals and from what we've seen, seems to be a pretty popular surfing destination. If you're more up for it, you can go swimming, but just keep in mind, certain days the waves are fairly intense that there's only very limited places you can go swimming. So it just kind of depends on what you're into. And again, regardless, what makes this place really special isn't as much the beach. It's right next to the beach, you have this expanse of pristine sand dunes, and not just like a couple. Like, it goes on for quite a while and basically stretches from the beach area into another lagoon actually on the island of Lagoa. And here you can just go and walk around, take some really beautiful, cool photos. If you're up for it, you can even go sand surfing down the sand dunes. And the best place to go sand surfing on the dunes is actually right next to Joaquina. You have the highest sand dune in kind of this little park or this little natural area. Keep in mind that it's more busy on the sand dunes during the midday, and the sands are a bit hotter. So definitely want to bring some sandals or flip-flops when you're walking. When the sun starts to set, at golden hour, the crowds actually start leaving. The sands get a bit cooler, so much easier to kind of walk around. And it feels like you're stepping into this desert, and it is just magical, peaceful, beautiful, and really shows some of the natural diversity that this small island of Florianopolis has to offer, which makes it literally our favorite place to visit in Brazil. And one of the reasons that we're actually considering moving full-time to Florianopolis. And we'll link a couple other videos that we've made of why we love actually living and visiting Florianopolis, Brazil in the description section below, along with anything else that we mentioned in this video. And we hope that you found it valuable. And if you did, let us know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to discover overlooked travel gems, not just in Brazil, but all over the world, then consider subscribing to the channel. We do our best to bring to light these beautiful, incredible places that no one seems to be talking about here on this channel. And we loved having you on this video and this adventure today, and look forward to having you on many more. And until then, beijo, ciao.